Veronica Vega, thank you for joining us at GRUNGECAKE TV.
Thank
It
you
is
for having me.
an absolute pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you.
You are beautiful, fashionable, and we just appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so it's Fashion Week in New York City. And so we want to know, have you gone to any fashion shows? What were some of your looks like?
Well, we've been to some fashion shows, and our looks were really crazy, really extravagant, very art driven. We always try to like play with like girly and boyish things, but also very art driven, almost like a photograph, like a picture, like a something that you would hang somewhere. Everything to us is like really almost avant-garde in a street way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice. So I had the pleasure of going to Sweetie's show.
Okay.
With Pretty Little Thing. And your collaborator, Quavo, was there. He
Oh
was
yes,
like on the opposite
yes.
end.
I missed it. I did
Aw.
RuPaul's Drag Con,
Oh, nice.
and I was performing that same day, so I wanted to go, but missed it.
Damn, that would have been. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
It
I
was
saw.
nice.
It was really good.
Yes, so you two have a song called A Million.
Yes.
And it has about 8.3 million views right now.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's a really nice song.
Thank you.
How did it come to be, and what was it like filming the video with Quavo?
Well, I had the song for a while, and we had like a reference on the hook. I was never gonna actually do the hook myself. We were like, oh, who do we want to feature on it? And we ran through like a whole bunch of names, and I recorded the verses on it. And one day, I work with Polo the Don. I'm signed to him, and he was like, I have a new mix for you that I want you to listen to it and tell me what you think. But when he sent it to me, it wasn't a mix. It was really Quavo was already on it, and he was like, I was like, oh, that's Quavo, and he was like, yeah, I got Quavo on. And I was like, dang, that's crazy.
Wow.
So I want to say really like shortly after that, we went and shot the video. Like I want to say 4 weeks after he got on the song, and he was so nice, so sweet. So he was on time, like before time, so like
Wow.
early
Gotcha.
to the shoot. Very helpful and very supportive in
Nice.
like what my vision was and what I wanted to do, and I loved it because usually you would think that maybe rappers would have like a different take or like a different
Right.
demeanor, but he was very like supportive in whatever it is that I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it. So
That's
it was a
beautiful.
great experience working with him. Super professional.
Very nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And so you had a song with Pitbull
Yes.
about 5 years ago, and I was also checking that out.
Hmm.
How do you know who is the best person to collaborate with you, like in your sound?
I go off of feeling for things. Like what like if I feel like it goes good, I listen to music and I listen to what I feel like makes sense to me
Yeah.
based off of me being a consumer of music in general. But it's more of a feeling, like a vibe. But I mean, Pitbull is just like a no-brainer. Like he's from Miami, he's Cuban, he speaks Spanish. Like it's like he's my family.
Right.
He's
right.
like a family member. Like I have family members that remind me exactly of him, So
Yeah.
it's like with the features that I've done, it makes a lot of sense. I think when I did a song called Wave featuring Wayne and Jeremiah, and I think with Wayne it was probably a little bit more out of pocket as far as like I
Like
guess
style or
yeah, like where maybe people would be like, Wayne, like how does that go? But I think even just Wayne being in Miami so much, I'm super influenced by Lil Wayne. He is one of my favorite artists, but my
Nice.
favorite rapper for sure. So to me, that was like a dream to work with Wayne. Like Wayne
He's
is like
legendary.
still to this day like. We need to shoot the video to that. We never shot the video to that because it was so much going on at the time,
Okay.
and I was shooting for a TV show, and we didn't have the time for it. But like Wayne is like a god to me. Like he is it. Like Wayne is it.
I feel like he doesn't get enough praise. I think he gets it like from his label mates, but he doesn't really get enough praise. So it's good to hear you say that.
Man, I think we all know though. Everybody has taken from Wayne. Like everybody borrows from Wayne. Like, man, Wayne is incredible. Wayne is incredible.
Yes,
love
I
Wayne.
was reading about you, and you've been making music for a very long time.
Yeah.
And like just like in entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
how did you get your start?
Um, when I was around 13 years old, I told my mom that I wanted to sing, and she started putting me into vocal lessons. But I wouldn't take it serious because of all of the exercises and all the things that you had to do. And once I went there, I was like, oh, this is really awkward. Like, it was awkward. It was embarrassing for me to do vocal lessons almost in front of someone. Like, that's how I felt. It was like that. So I would be so like shy that I would laugh the whole entire time and I couldn't get through. Right. So maybe like a year later, I was like, no, Mom, I'm really, really, really serious. Like, I really want to do it. And then she really started pushing me into it. Then I got my first break at 15. I got signed to Atlantic. I got dropped when I was 17. And then I started working with Polo when I was 19.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, you know,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really nice. Well, not the, but I like how there's like a.
I mean, the story is super long and some parts are really sad and depressing. But I mean, they're great. Like, everything led up to me being who I am, right. And the lessons that I've learned and the experiences, the people that I've met, the lessons and everything that has happened, like has made me the artist and the person, not just. More so the person that I am today. Right. So just being able to, and I think the story that I have for my fans, or what I have to give, is based off of the things that I've experienced. Whereas I think that if certain things would have happened to me when I was younger or sooner, I wouldn't have the.
Think you wouldn't have been prepared?
No, I think I've always been prepared.
Okay.
Because I always figure it out. Somehow. My story would have been different, and the credibility of what I have to tell would have been different, because I think following your dreams and sticking to something and telling people like anything is possible doesn't mean the same thing when you haven't failed numerous amount of times and you come from a place where things didn't seem like they were going to happen for you. And so it's like there's real soul and truth in like it's an organic story, And
it becomes
I wouldn't
relative,
have had that otherwise.
Because then I feel like fans would be like, okay, she had this happen at 15 and 17, but this is how she continued. Because I think a lot of people just stop,
Well, even now, there's days that I want to stop. Like, after I did Love and Hip Hop, I was like, shit, I don't know if I want to do this. Just because, first of all, TV is very different. But it just, the weight of the world is really harsh when you're trying to figure out who you are as a human in general. So to be able to find not only yourself within, or not only to find your art and what the things that you really like and that you want people to see, but who you are as a person, and live with that and like be cool with that in front of everybody on a major scale is like enough, I think, for some people to be like, you know what, it's not really for me. So you have to like, I think you really have to have a passion or a drive or a spirit of really wanting to win or have a goal or really want to inspire. Like, you have to have something that's really burning in your soul to do it, to me. Right. Yeah.
So how important is it to have people around you that feel the same way?
The most important thing ever. Like, if you don't have a foundation, there's no way. I don't think. I think you could get lucky, and I think that God is really powerful. Like, there's nothing like greater than God. So I think if he had that for you, it's gonna happen regardless. But it helps so much to have people who are really like supportive and understand what your magic is, because everybody's is different. But them really understanding that and supporting it and like really like opening the ways for you. And there's a lot of sad moments in this business. So like, luckily I have been blessed with people who really do understand that like my life isn't necessarily a piece of cake.
Right, I understand. I think anyone that's really trying to achieve something that's like greater than norm, there's a lot of highs and lows, and the business is just that way. But I think for a long time, like even now, like we do a lot of like doctoring, like trying to hide that part.
I did that too before. Like when I was first starting out, I would try to hide my flaws more. And I think sometimes people ask me, like, do you regret doing Love and Hip Hop, or do you... Love and Hip Hop was a really big thing for me as an artist and as a person, because at that point I was just like, I think the things that I ran into on the show happened because I was protecting myself from other things that they sold the story of something else, because I wasn't being my authentic self.
Right.
I was so protective, and so whatever that they decided, well, we'll give you a narrative of what it is that we want.
Right.
And so sometimes it's just better to be you, even if it's flawed or whatever it is, because that's your thing and it's your truth.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that was probably the best thing that happened to me from that show, is that I learned that, like, myself, like, I would have rather be judged for being myself than have been judged for whatever story was portrayed. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing.
True. That's like similar to Kurt Cobain quote, where he basically said that he'd rather be judged for who he is, you know, than who you think he is.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. And well, you make good music.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you looking to put out any more singles or any tracks?
Yeah, of course. I just finished recording something with Polo 3 weeks ago. So we're talking about putting out more music and more videos and things in Spanish too, because I want to do both things simultaneously. So yeah.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I think
do that. Okay. Cool. And when you hear the name GRUNGECAKE, that's the name of the magazine. Mm-hmm. What comes to mind?
A cake that's smushed like this, with a lot of chocolate coming out of it, and a lot of marshmallows. Yeah, that's what I think. I think of white and dark, and with a graham cracker, like one of those things that you put in the fire with the marshmallows.
The s'mores, like the...
That's what I think of, but more cakey, but like, because you squish the s'mores together. That's what I think of, grunge cake. Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very nice. That's a good one. I haven't heard that one. People say cake, but they say other things. But you were like very descriptive.
Grunge is like, ugh. So that's what I'm like, it's a cake, but it's like you squish it and there's things coming out of the side. That's what I think.
I like that. It's very nice. And when you are like constructing a song, are you basing it off of like real life experiences or like stories that you and your friends share?
We do everything. Sometimes it's based off of real life experiences. Sometimes somebody will give you something that's really special that you just can't deny, that you're just like, I want to be a part of this. Sometimes it's really rhythmic and you just put things on it that feel good over it, that maybe doesn't really have a lot of meaning, but it just lifts your spirit and makes you happy. So it just depends. I think everything depends. I think it depends on mood. I think it depends on who you're working with. I think it depends on what time of year it is. I think everything varies. Maybe as I grow a little bit more musically, I'll have a different kind of structure, because I think as I evolve, different things change for me, how I do certain things. But as of, the past, for me, that's how it's been. Like, we just go off of a vibe. But I think that's the best way to do it.
I agree. How important is music and entertainment for you?
I think it's everything, because music and entertainment is an escape. And I think that we live in a world where there's so many bad things. Like, our world, at least in America, drama consumes us. Like, that's what we're most interested in. So, and there's so many bad things happening, like with our government, with our ecosystem, with our health, with people getting sick, with mental issues, like just so much that I just feel like if there was no music and there was no entertainment, I think people would just be killing each other. It'd be really sad. Like, a world without music is a world with nothing, I think.
I agree.
It's like, you can't watch a movie with no music. How do you know when the good part is coming, or when the scary part is coming, or when the happy part is coming? The music is what sets the mood for the world. The music is what sets the mood. The music is the culture. Like, the music tells a story of the times. Like, You need music.
I like to hear you talk like that. It's very important. I think people need to hear you speak like that. Like how engaged you are in what you're doing. You know? I think so. That's why I asked that question specifically. And you have on a phenomenal ensemble. Can you talk to us about it?
This reminds me of Toy Story. Honestly, it reminds me of Buzz. So, I don't know, we'll just be trying little different things or whatever. I was like, well, if I want to drink my water, how do I show off my glove? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I'll just be trying different things. I don't know how else you would describe it. It's just the decoration. It's just art. It's entertainment.
Yes.
You know, and I think a lot of people sometimes are like, oh, well, you know, why do you push the envelope so much, or why do you dress so crazy, or why is it so on the other side? And I think for the same reason, like, it's entertaining. Like when you see someone, like when you see Gaga, or when you see if you see her in person, you want to see what you thought she was.
Absolutely.
And aside from that, when you walk down the street, or when you see, like, I remember when I was younger and I used to see things where I used to go to Disney World and I used to see Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse, or when I saw cartoons, like there's an imaginative thing, or like a spark that happens in your soul, like something that like sparks in your mind. It's like kid-like thing that makes you happy when you're entertained in that way. Absolutely. And so that's why I do it. I do it because if I saw someone else do it, I would be excited.
True.
So it's like we do this because it's needed. I think we need it. I think someone has to do it.
Absolutely.
You know?
When you walked in, I was like, she cares.
I care. I do care.
She cares.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, because sometimes people don't care.
No, I care, man. I've been doing this for a really long time, and the longer I do it, the more secrets I get, the more I grow, the more important I think I realize that it is. And the more I've waited, or the longer my career has taken to reach where I want it to be, I've been able to evolve in a different way that I never probably could have if I didn't have the journey, you know? So yeah, I give a fuck. Super hard. I'm super emo. I super care. Super care. And it's funny because I come off as somebody who doesn't care. Like, I don't care, or whatever, and be whatever, but I care. I think that's my defense mechanism.
Yeah.
To be like, I don't give a fuck, but it's because I really care, and I want you to think I don't, but I care so hard that I want to cry. Yeah.
She said that. I want to cry.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, for coming, and we appreciate you. We are at Philippe Chow.
Yes. If you don't know about Philippe Chow, better get with it.